Hey, Dan Passarelli here. I was talking with a friend of mine recently, and he's new to covered calls, and he was asking me, when can I get assigned on a covered call? Can I get assigned anytime? When am I likely to? So I thought I would make a quick video to help you out with it as well. When you're trading covered calls on stock options or on ETFs, those are American exercise style. That means they can be exercised and therefore assigned anytime you have the position on between now and the expiration date. But you're not necessarily likely to get assigned on covered calls unless there's a couple of circumstances. So first, why am I not really likely to get assigned on a covered call? Well, first of all, the person who's long the call, that person would be exercising and then you would get assigned. It wouldn't make any sense to exercise things typically if they have time premium left in them, because when someone exercises the option, the time premium just gets thrown away basically. Also, the person who is typically on the other side of, well, probably all of your trades is the market maker. Now, when market makers trade, they hedge. So if a market maker is long a call, that market maker is short shares of stock, and professional traders, like market makers, earn what is called a short stock rebate. That is interest on the cash that they take in when they sell that call short. So they're happy to continue collecting interest. So even if there's no time premium left, they don't have a big motivation to exercise those calls, meaning you wouldn't get assigned. But there are some special circumstances. For one, dividends. Traders who own a call, well, they don't get dividends. But traders who own the stock, they do. So the day before the ex-dividend date, when traders own calls that are in the money enough that there's less time value than the dividend to be paid, they'll exercise those calls so they can get that dividend. So that is one thing. If you are short a call, as you would be in a covered call, that is one time that you might think, yeah, I'm more likely to get assigned. Another one that comes to mind is when a stock is hard to borrow. When traders are shorting a lot of shares of a stock, sometimes they just run out of shares that people are willing to lend to them to short. That's called hard to borrow, and you can see that right here on the Thinkorswim platform. It shows up right there. It's different on other platforms, but that can be a problem for market makers, because market makers who are long calls and therefore have to short the stock, they might not be able to short it. And if they are short the stock, their clearing firm might come to them and say, oh, by the way, the person who lent you the shares wants it back, and so now you're long deltas. And then you have to go and find other shares. So what they'll do is they will exercise some of the calls that don't have very much time premium in them so that they can get long the stock so they don't have to be short as many shares. So those are all the reasons that you might get assigned, the times when it's possible, the reasons why you typically don't get assigned, and a couple of special cases there for you. I hope that helped. This is Dan Passarelli. Trade smart.